No, wait.
No, wait. All right, good afternoon. Welcome to Mastermind Monday. I'm your host, Shannon Gronick, Acceleration Network, and I have the amazing co-host who kind of adapted that title, showing up every single time. Thank you, Gio.
Amazing what you can get for that kind of effort.
With Roper and Partners, and then Dale is here with King's Counsel and Trust. Yes.
Right.
Hi,
everybody.
Hello, Dale. Good to see you.
So if you're
somebody knows me. That's good. I feel welcomed already.
You are.
So if you're joining us for the first time, let me go ahead and go through the agenda. This is our open forum. We have we produce events throughout Florida, and we have an amazing community of trailblazers members that join us, and we continue to mastermind, provide resources on an ongoing basis, but this is really our public place to get out, spread the message, and resource share at a bigger level. So today, the agenda is everybody's going to have a chance to share their message, their elevator pitch, their conscious call. That's kind of one of our signature things at the Business Acceleration Network is we want to help you craft that perfect pitch because either you're magnetic with what you're saying or you can be repulsive. And so we want to help you be in a space of being more magnetic. Also, we get into our guest presenter, and today we have Stewart Levine. Many of you have heard his name over the last number of years. He is the creator of Agreements for Results. He's been instrumental. He's worked with Al Gore. He's been instrumental, let me finish that sentence, in teaching me and thousands of others of how to create sustainable partnerships, how to navigate change and conflict, and how to collaborate at a new level. So all of our trailblazers and in our membership, this is one of the things that we teach, and I'm super passionate about it, have written hundreds of these agreements, and hopefully you guys will be inspired to do the same. And then we open up the mastermind, and this is where we do our collaboration seat. And David's already got in, and Adam, did I hear you're getting in? Or I know there's somebody else. No, maybe I'll have to look on my phone. Somebody said, I'm getting in the collaboration seat. And that's our mastermind where you can come with one goal or challenge, and then everybody here comes together to support you with that vision. So that's it. Gio, what else do I need to add?
Be on your best behavior.
Or Gio will charge you. No, just kidding. There's Stewart. We've had an ongoing joke in the past that if you go over your 30 seconds, then Gio leaves his PayPal button and you can pay him. What was it, $100?
It's $10 a second.
$10 a second.
It can add up.
A little bit more expensive than the soup Nazi.
Yes.
And Stewart's here, yay! All right. So to get started, if you are new, I see a couple new faces. You actually have 45 seconds. And we don't do a hard cut you off, but we do let you know of your time just so that you can become aware. And then we always celebrate the individuals with the shortest and most impactful message. So I'm going to start with a couple of our trailblazers, and these are also founding members. I'm going to start with David. David's one of our mentors too. So if you come to our events, he's somebody that's there that opens his heart, contributes his time, really helps individuals, meet them where they're at and access some of his gifts and talents. So David, I'm turning it over to you.
Hi, I'm David Dunworth of Marketing Partners and its family of brands. And my clients hire me because I'm a magnetic marketing advisor that writes copy for persuasion, attraction, and growth. I do that because they're stuck what I call zero, and they want to go to where they'd like to go, which I call hero. And I get them there as fast as they want to. You can reach me at david@marketingpartnersllc.com. And if you know of any doctors, dentists, attorneys, or nonprofits that want to get their message out, please give me a call. All right, Gio, what do I owe you?
Oh, man. Well, my car's paid for this month.
Thank you, David. David also has sponsored a number of events, and I just want to recognize him, because anybody that steps up and sponsors what we do, not only do you get marketing and positioning in front of our tribe and potentially thousands of people, but he also sponsors young, what we call future leaders, into our program. So he has sponsored probably 10 or 12 kids at this point, and they're not all kids. It's anywhere from age 5 to 26. And so they get fully sponsored in the program, all their meals. And so if we can just give David a big thank you for paying it forward with our future leaders. We love you, David. All right, our next trailblazer, who's one of our newest members, Kathy Wagner.
Thank you. Imagine your phone rings and it's the police. They've called to tell you that your 18-year-old child has been murdered. 2 years later, it happens again, and the police tell you that your other child has been murdered. My name is Kathy Wagner, and this is my story of loss, survival, and how I now thrive. If you've suffered a loss or know someone who's suffered a loss, I can teach them how to move forward and find joyfulness in their life. Bottom line, you can live your life again. Contact me at 727-412-3088. And if you know anyone who I could help, please give them that number. Thank you.
41.
Oh, it's too long.
You were slow today. You've actually won the fastest one. I've seen you do it down in 17 seconds.
I have.
I just bring up another point that really creates the magic here. Is one thing is we're hearing, we've been to events, we hear lots of messages and pitches, but one of the greatest ways to participate in this community is to be thinking about how you can support that person. Who do you know that you can make an introduction to? Doesn't mean that you're saying, hey, these two are going to get married and run off and do business together. It's just who do you know that you can connect them with and say, hey, I don't know what's going to happen, but let's see what we can do. So be thinking about, as each person shares, who do you know that can support each individual? Kathy, I'm going to be with my cousin on Monday, so I want to make sure I make that connection. All right, we have Stewart. We're doing our introductions. I know you're our guest presenter today. Would you like to do your 45-second, tell us who you are? I bragged about you a little bit before you got on, but well, you'll be speaking after this, but I want everybody to meet you.
Sure. I'm a recovering attorney, and essentially what I do is I increase people's collaborative capacity. And I do that by providing very distinct conversational models that enable people to produce agreements for results and a level of human alignment that's just unprecedented.
Absolutely. And how do they find you?
They find me at resolutionworks.com, resolutionworks.com. And you also find my poetry at pilgrimspath.life, pilgrimspath.life.
Beautiful. Thank you, Stewart, for taking your time to be here, and grab your notepad, everybody. He's been one of my greatest teachers, Stewart. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And we have another one of our mentors, Mark Porteous. Would you like to go next, my friend?
Hello, yes, thank you. So happy to be here today. My name is Mark Porteous. I am the founder of the Inspired Messengers Network, and as a soul connector, transformational leaders hire me to amplify their influence and their visibility. And right now I'm looking to help fill events like Shannon's and a couple of others, so I would like to be in the hot seat as well. You can find me at inspiredmessengersnetwork.com or markporteous.com to learn more about who you really are.
Sweet. 27.
Right.
We can help them.
Okay. So Mark and Dale connect. I'll connect you.
Okay.
How long?
27.
27, Mark. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mark's my oldest friend.
Okay. I'm 70. No, you've got whole friends older than that.
I'm older than that.
No way. I'm so excited to be here as part of this subject. Stewart, really excited to meet you. And I would love to be as part of the hot seat if I'm able to.
You can.
Around your event.
Perfect. Thanks. All right, Dale, I'm going to have you go next.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
45 seconds?
Yeah, 45.
Okay. Dale Collier, my name, Chief Investment Officer, otherwise known as the Chief Cash Flow Architect for King's Counsel and Trust, formerly a registered investment advisor. I too, like you, Stewart, am recovering from the worldly ways. I really am passionate about social entrepreneurship, what I call being a strategic philanthropist, and provide advisory counsel for matters of trusts, foundations, legacy, succession, and all matters of spiritual discernment. And the reason why folks, bottom line, will want to work with Dale Collier and the King's Counsel team is because I can absolutely guarantee a net increase in cash flow, be it individual, organizationally, for or not for profit, or somewhere in between. And that's what I do. And glad to make your acquaintance today, guys and gals.
And how would they find you?
Through Shannon.
Okay.
That's the only way he's available, honestly.
Yes, Stewart, we're actually going through your agreement process because we've really aligned with some shared vision in what we're doing together. So yeah, you're in the mix.
Cool. Let me know if I can be helpful. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right, Gio.
If I could show you how to increase the visibility of your business by growing your brand's recognition and reputation and get you more sales, would it be worth 20 minutes of your time? Yeah, I see. That just came to me. Honestly, I was, we're rebranding, RopelandPartners.com.
Yeah, the clock was still running there.
2483.
Nice.
Strategic pause in there. That was
Yeah.
good.
The strategic pause.
That was where a visual of my commercial was going on right in the top.
Gio, besides being the consistency, you already got the consistency award earlier today, but that was a lot of power punch for 24 seconds. So so far, I think you're winning.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
yes.
Working on a whole new game coming out.
And Gio, thank you so much. Gio is also one of our mentors for Media Magic Sales and Marketing Intensive. He has helped us level up our game. This last time he brought in the media, which was awesome. You could connect with them directly, find out how to get in and different stories that they're looking for. So thank you, Gio.
Next time I'm bringing a medium, and then we'll all just figure out what our futures are. You don't have to worry.
Well, I know somebody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's going to be here in a little bit. She might get in on the
All
tail
right,
end.
very good.
Medium rare. Medium rare. I vote for medium rare.
Okay. We have Karen. Are you able to join us on the camera? Welcome. You remember Karen? Karen, you're muted, sweetie. We're not able to hear you. I hope you don't mind I called you sweetie.
That's my problem.
I'm from the South. I'm used to it.
Okay.
So, I was on another call finishing up, and then I was just trying to get her the live stream on Facebook, and I was trying to get copy the streaming link and paste it in my Facebook feed, but it didn't come up. Is there an event that's actually created? Because I always seem to come to it through Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom is the best way, but Facebook is the Facebook Live. I'm putting the direct link to where you can find the video because I want to encourage, and this doesn't count on our time, I want to encourage everybody here today to please go to this video and put your information so that people can connect with you afterwards. And then also to help spread the word is if you comment and connect with people there within that stream, then it helps the algorithm so all of us get more attention.
Okay. Oh, there I see it.
Yeah. All right, Karen, you're up.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Karen Rands. My company is Cougar Rand Capital Holdings. I am the leader of the Compassionate Capitalist Movement. My purpose is to have people figure out how to invest in entrepreneurism the way that they seek to invest in real estate and in the stock market. as an asset class. And so the great American way of creating wealth is to be a successful entrepreneur. And the second greatest way is to be an investor and a successful entrepreneur. And so that is my mission and my purpose. And I bring together the communities of entrepreneurs and investors. And you can reach me through KarenRands.co.
38. Beautiful.
I think we need to reconnect, Karen. It's been a while, but I like where you're going with compassion capitalism.
Thank you. We should.
Also,
my message here.
Contact information in this chat room, and feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from each one of you. Thank you, Karen.
Yep, I said it privately.
And we have, I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly. Is it Vieva?
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so my name is Viva, and Joe invited me to this webinar, so thank you very much. So it's my first time, and I'm just curious what's happening here and wanted to learn, what's our community. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Do you have a business that we could learn?
Yes, so I have 20 years of experience in leadership and education. And I have changed my life now, and I am a life and transformational coach. So I work with leaders who are high performers and who want to make an impact in their life, in the community, in the country, or in the world. And I invite them to invest first in their own personal development and in their own self-care, because very often people who are successful and they want to make an impact in the world, they forget themselves. So, but I'm working. It's still the beginning for my business, so I'm working on that. Thank you.
How would somebody get a hold of you? Beautiful. Thank you for the work you do. How would somebody reach you? Do you have a website or phone number?
Yeah, so I'm creating my website. I have my phone number, I will write, and I have my email. So, but the website is not yet done. So.
Do you mind sharing that? Because we have people that are watching on Facebook. So.
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I will write in the chat.
Do you mind saying it now out loud so they can hear it?
Okay. So my phone number is 321 446-1890. And my email is vaiva.coaching@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect. And you're in Brevard, so you have to join us for lunch here sometime.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Online, so that's the first step. We'll
Yes.
get her over for lunch after.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm very new in Florida in general. So I'm here for 3 years. So I came from Europe. And and I just started networking events. So this is how I met you.
Awesome, beautiful. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can I say something?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, you had a soundbite there I'd encourage you to hold on to. You said something specifically, invite you to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Hold on to that. There's a lot more to that, and I'm glad to make your acquaintance today because that's really huge on a lot of levels.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm working and I'm changing my niche as well. So like I started with one niche, like with one message, and I tried, and now I'm changing that because I'm trying to find like who is my ideal client. Yeah. So this I'm going towards this, but
That's my messaging. Perfect.
Thank you so much for your comment. Yeah, thank you.
All right, Adam. I'm so excited to meet you.
Hi, Shannon. Hi, everybody. Adam Bricker here, the fitness philosopher. I help people lose weight, look great, and feel fantastic. You can reach me through my digital Easy Card. You do that by texting the word fitness to 64600. I'm also the National Director of Sales for the Easy Card Company, digital media card company that takes everything that we're talking about here, your message, your contact information, all your social media, puts it in one spot.
Love it. Thank you, Adam. I love your Easy Card. He set up one for Regina, which was really, really, really nice.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure and honor. I get to see a lot of people around here who have Easy Cards, including David.
I have 2.
You have 2. Okay.
Easy, you got 2.
Okay, Linda. Welcome, Linda. Are you able to join us today, or are you auditing? Okay. Linda, if you want to unmute. Oh, there we go.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
So
But you can't see me. Pardon?
we can't see you, but
I don't know why. Okay, so it's my spot, right?
it's your spot. You're on, girl.
Okay, well, my name is Linda Wimple. I'm the co-CEO of the Video Business Directory. And Joy Grace Harmony invited me on. Thank you. I'm going to take from, what's his name in the back, behind you?
Geo Roper.
What's his name?
Geo?
Geo?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take from yours. If I could show you, if I could show you how to have a mobile first website instead of mobile friendly, would it be worth 20 minutes of your time?
It's the most weird form of flattery.
It is.
Flattery.
So, well, and what it is that Google has rolled out mobile first, and it's giving precedence to websites that have optimal site loading speed times of 3 seconds or less. And this happened recently, and the average website loads up on your cell phone. The average is 15 seconds, and that's a problem. We have the ability to do that. We have the ability to have fast loading sites. And I rebuilt my website using mobile first technology. And now I seek a couple of business owners to work with me so we can gain traction with it.
How does somebody find you, Linda?
Oh, it would be best by phone. And that would be 775-217-9017.
Thank you, Linda. Okay, I'm going to go next. I should have went earlier in the game, but
thank you.
Thank you, Linda. And then we're going to hear from our special guest, and then we'll open up the collaboration seat. So I am Shannon Kronich, and I'm founder of the Business Acceleration Network and Media Magic. And I would love to meet each and every one of you. If you go to meetshannon.com, you can download my contact information, book an appointment. Would love to talk with you about how I can help you grow your business through partnerships or events. And all the other wonderful things that we do, but would love to get to know you more. We have our 13th Business Acceleration Summit coming up November 1st through 3rd in Orlando, Florida. And if you have not participated in one of our events, we have a couple of experiences that are guaranteed. We do a 100% happiness guarantee to help you grow, and not only grow your community, but grow your business. So it's like this is like a sliver of it, but on. And you're speaking, David's speaking, Stewart, we're hoping you're speaking someday.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go to meetshannon.com and find out all the information. So I am very honored and delighted to introduce our next guest, and I'm going to encourage each and every one of you to go to Facebook to please share this message, because this is what I feel transforming how business gets done. This is one of the things that I stand for, is shifting how we do business, how we do relationships, how we manage change and conflict. And Stewart has this process that is simple, beautiful, powerful. It's saved me tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours, and really helped me move through a lot of the things that happen in business. So with that, Stewart, I'm going to turn it over to you. And do you have a 5-minute timer, or do you need us to give you a heads up?
You can give me a heads up, okay? Giving me a heads up sounds good, all right? So 5 minutes, okay? All right. I'm going to put one slide or one diagram up on the, if I can share. Yeah, okay. Let's figure that out. Don't start the timing yet, all right? Let's see how I can do this, all right?
.com. So if you're on Facebook and wondering how to connect with them directly, resolutionworks.com. All right, and it's saying
great. Can everybody see this diagram?
It's saying message could not be sent.
Really? Huh. That's strange. Am I on Facebook or something, or?
You're on Zoom.
We're on Zoom. That's what I thought.
All right, one more time.
That should work now.
Okay, I just turned off the sharing, so you'll need to do it again. There we go. Now we can see it.
Okay, great. Okay, cool. So what you are looking at, and you can start the timer now. What you are looking at is really a schematic for all collaborative conversations, all right? The circle, okay, going clockwise, is a model for resolving conflict. It's a conversational model. And there are 3 key elements. 1, get the facts out. Number 2, deal with the emotions. And 3, create an agreement for the future. The last step of any conflict resolution process is creating an agreement for the future, all right? The thing that most people don't do is create human alignment on the front end by really having a clear, what I call, agreement for results. Lawyers will give you agreement for protection. What if this goes wrong and what if that goes wrong? What I'm focused on is what are 2 people trying to do together, okay? So if you look at about 11 o'clock where it says new agreement, the vision in action, those are the 10 things that you need to talk about at the beginning of any new collaboration. Whether it's a partnership, whether it's a personal relationship, whether it's a joint venture, you've got to create clarity. So here are the elements, okay? Number 1, vision. Intent and vision. What is it that you're trying to do together? Have a really clear vision. The more detailed and clear the vision is, the more likely it will happen. Number 2, roles. What responsibility does each person have? What part of the project do they take responsibility for and own? That's roles. The third element is promises. What does each person agree to actually do to bring that vision into a reality? And when you look at all the promises on the table, do you have all the promises that are necessary to make happen what you envision? The next one is time and value. How long are you at this for? And value, what's the value each person perceives they are receiving and the value each person perceives they are getting? Metrics, this is a critical one. One of the biggest areas of conflict is that people disagree about whether or not they actually hit their results. So you've got to define metrics for each particular project in a way that's absolutely objective and measurable, that's such that you could look at it and go, yes or no, we did it, or we didn't. Fears and concerns. Going into a venture, we always have some fears and concerns. Most people don't articulate them, and they come back to bite you in the face sometimes later. So you've got to voice those on the front end so people can address them, or you can come to the realization, no, I don't think so. Renegotiation. When you begin a project, you know what you know, you don't know what you don't know. As you move through, you find out things, and you've got to be able to renegotiate the terms of the deal. Consequences / at stake. What's really at stake for the individuals, for the organization, for the greater good? What really is at stake here? Just, why are we doing this, all right? Conflict resolution. We know that things happen as people work together. So you've got to have a method beforehand that you say, all right, if we get into a conflict, we will use this process, all right? I like to say, use my process, but that's a different part of a different program. Agreement ? After you've discussed these 9 elements, then you go yes or no, agreement and trust. Am I willing to move forward with this person? Do I have what I'd call a covenantal agreement, which is a meeting of mind and a meeting of heart? So that's the essence of what I wanted to share with you today. How are we on time, Shannon?
You have 1 minute and 15 seconds.
I do. Wow, look at how good I am. Okay, so let me put up something else that's critical for collaboration skills. You need to value differences. You need to develop your emotional intelligence. You need to value what gets created between two people. You need to make sure that people are doing their best work, contributing their natural genius. Build shared vision by creating agreements. Resolutionary thinking is the mindset that we bring. And be critical and understand the value and importance of your nonverbal thinking. Over there at about 3 o'clock, attitude of resolution or resolutionary thinking, critical mindset that you bring to this process of collaboration. Think abundance, think creativity, think open, think long-term, think disclosure, think learning and taking responsibility for always keeping things on track. Questions, comments, thoughts? I see a hand.
Stewart, is it possible to get a copy of this slide?
Sure, absolutely. Okay. I have an interesting theory about intellectual property. You know, unlike most lawyers, my thinking is kind of like the Native Americans in Manhattan. You know, what do you mean you're going to buy for land? Land is just here. I mean, this stuff came through me. I'm the conduit, so I'm not holding on to it, okay? Thank you for the smiles over there, Shannon. And I'm sorry I forgot your name. The guy standing next to you.
Dale.
Dale, thank you, Dale.
I'm not an attorney, but I so much really resonate with your covenantal approach. I have a comparison in contract versus covenant study in a white paper format. Really looking forward to reconnecting and seeing how we can enjoy the adventure together.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, covenant, what's his name? The guy who was the CEO of Herman Miller, Max Dupree, who wrote Leadership, Jazz, and Leadership as an Art, and was a beautiful guy. But he talked about the reason that Herman Miller was so successful when he was CEO was because all of the relationships in the organization were covenantal. By the way, just as an aside, the way you build culture in an organization is by having explicit agreements about how people will be with each other. You want to change culture? Make your agreements explicit and specify how is it that we will be with each other in this organization.
Love it. Thank you, Stewart.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We've been talking a lot about you.
Well, the smiles are a good sign, all right? Because they're certainly generating smiles in me. So great.
So I just wanted to share before we get, and Linda, Joy Grace Harmony messaged me ahead of time that you were going to be in the collaboration seat. So just kind of queue up for that to get ready. But Stewart, I had the opportunity of working with Stewart for a number of years doing events, both virtually and live events. And we had one event where we had a couple come that were separated and split up and on their way to divorce. And by the time they were done going through this process, they were getting back together and renewing their wedding commitment. So it was really, this is not only essential for business, but in relationships and partnerships, it's really beautiful.
Yeah, just by way of history, briefly, how part of this work got developed was my initial formal training in dealing with conflict was as a divorce mediator. So I kind of used to do that work. It was extremely soulful work. I felt privileged to do it, but that was the genesis of this. And then I started moving over into organizations because of the corporate background that I had. Okay.
Thank you, Stewart. All right, Linda. So let me cue you up, and we'll share what we do in the collaboration seat. So you're going to have 5 minutes total, and the best thing is not to talk for 5 minutes because we want to be able to give you feedback and support. So be quick, clear, and concise on your request. One goal, one challenge, or one challenge, and that way we can best support you. If you're not sure what you need next, and you continue to come back, I'm pretty good and have been here before can guide you in what you might need support with. But I know Joy Grace Harmony said that you wanted to be in the collaboration seat. I know Mark wanted to. And David, did you say there was another third person? Yep. Okay. So Linda, if you would like
me queued up to do that for me to be on right now.
Yep, you're up.
Oh my gosh. Can I call you back? What?
So Linda, I'm gonna have David go first.
David's always ready.
Unless you're ready. David is always ready. Okay, David, you're
I'm spring loaded.
And he was first too, so.
All right. You all know who I am. Most of you, anyway. I have a lot of different things, little irons in the fire, and one of the projects that I have already slated for next year is a summit, whether it be virtual or live. And I'm wondering, what are people's feedback on virtual summits? Have you ever attended one? Have you ever participated in one? Give me your gut feeling on it, if you would.
so lucky, David, because we have somebody that I consider a leader in virtual summits on the call today. He has done so many of them with big names. And Mark, I don't know if you can talk. I know you're muted.
I do. The one moment I run inside to get a sip out of the water fountain. But yes, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, David, we'll talk offline, because I've done 11. Shannon was in at least one of mine, at least one, maybe two. But the relevant question is really what people think of them. People are innovating on that idea, and that's what I started doing 7 years ago at my first summit, and there are ways of repackaging it. That model will never die, and based on who you are, I know it'll be very successful, so I'd love to talk to you about some ideas.
Great, I appreciate that. We'll connect. Anybody else have any help for me?
Well, I can.
Sure.
Well, I go to a lot of events, but I have also just did 2 different online ones, and I had to buy the recordings because I don't have time to sit all day and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't watched the recordings. So if that gives you any input. And I don't know if I can even find the recordings, if they've even sent me the recordings. I just paid the $97 because I like the people and hopefully it helps them out. But I don't even know if I've gotten the recordings. So I certainly have not watched them. So I don't know if that helps you.
Sure, but just to hang on that thought for a second. That's the big problem with entrepreneurs in general, is that they're really interested in finding new tips and tricks, and they want to get as much information as they can, but like the business card, it ends up sitting on somebody's desk or in the drawer or in the trash can.
Yeah.
So, because life happens, but having the recording at least gives them an opportunity to have it at fingertip.
And I meant to watch them, but I get busy working on my book, and then the day goes by, and next thing you know, I'm like, oh crap, I've just missed the whole day of speakers. So
sure, I
whip out my card and get my $97 and buy the recording, but whether I'll ever listen to them, who knows?
Yeah, I'm just as guilty as you are.
That's added value for everybody. That's really important. What she's saying is it's spot on. It's all about engagement and being able to create engagement within that. There's like 5-day challenges, and there's other ways to bring in summits that follow up, that people like Kathy don't get left behind. So being able to incorporate that in.
Awesome.
By the way, just a little factoid. I think that the number is something like 10% of books that are purchased are looked at beyond the first 5 pages. People purchase books and they just sit on their shelf. It's an interesting phenomenon. Yeah.
It's called shelf help.
Shiny object syndrome in general, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Shelf help.
But it's true though, and people invest in programs thinking that if they buy the program, they don't actually have to do the work. They just buy the program, and then all of a sudden their business will change. And then, like you said, very few people actually. This is a book. The same thing with Tony Robbins said that only 20% of people actually finish his programs, and we think it's actually less.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think people do it with the best intentions, but there's just so many other things in life. Like I'm writing my 3rd book of my trilogy, and I just get involved in that, and I don't have time to do other stuff. Like I have to set alarms and buzzers and reminders just to come to this every Monday. Or I'd forget it because I get busy in what I'm doing, and then the day just passes. Next thing I know, it's 5 o'clock, and my spouse is like, "What are we having for dinner?" So,
right. Dale, you want to ask your question? Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
David, I get the idea of a virtual summit, and that's obviously a method. Do you mind me asking why, or what is it you're actually trying to accomplish with this summit?
Well, I have a lot to give. I have a lot of sharing involved in me. I think Shannon can attest to that. I just like to do what I can do. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for bigger collaborative efforts, but education in general. And the focus that I want to place on it is in the nonprofit sector. So that's a very specific niche that I want to get into. So I'm working with a couple of them now in their communications efforts, but trying to solve their common problem, which is donor retention, and it all happens to be communications.
That helps. Thank you.
Hey, David, this is your roomie on the cruise.
Well, hello, roomie.
I'm going to do a quick plug. There's only 4 cabins left on the cruise for the Business Acceleration Summit at Sea. We're leaving October 13th through the 20th. It is an incredible experience where we come together to deep dive while having a lot of fun in the Caribbean.
You will have an opportunity to learn and have fun at the same time. It was great last year. Just absolutely terrific.
Thank you, David, for sponsoring our photographer to capture all the gems. All right, so let's go to Mark. If you could go next, and then we'll have Linda.
Well, it was a perfect segue. You were just talking about the summit at sea, and I would like to talk about the Business Acceleration Summit on land.
Beautiful.
We're here in Orlando. I just left Shingle Creek, so that's why I'm on the road, and had a tour for my event on 2/2/2020, and it's all about filling your event, filling it with like-minded people, and we do that really almost all through referral. It's really an invitation, and so my hot seat question would be, what are some ways that you are seeing working either for bringing you to events that you've been to, or you bringing other people to events to getting them to show up? My challenge last year was, it's called the Business Acceleration Summit, and it sounds very professional and businessy, and it is to me, a spiritual journey. It's a spiritual awakening for a lot of people, and that's my vibe. I'm all into that part. So to be able to blend those two things, the soul that it comes with, as well as being able to understand the business development and the value, how do we get people there? That's my question. I'll leave it to everyone else. Answer how you can.
I have something to offer. One of the main things that any campaign should have is an online sales letter. Now, you can call it a lot of different things, one page, long form, website, whatever you want to call it, but you've got to drive traffic to that so that they can learn more and sign up. And that's what Shannon and I are working on for the summit. And email sequences that follow, whether the attractions or the non-attractions, who looked, signed up, but then didn't buy a ticket. There's sequences all over, but that's one of the way. And then you take those introductory sequences and the others, and you get as many people in your circle to promise to do that to their lists. And so that's exponentially larger. The challenge is actually getting them to do it. But all the tools you give them. Right, Shannon?
Yes.
There's a kernel of truth to that. Mark, you're probably familiar with Blanchard's book, Raving Fans. In a professional setting, it really comes down to your most trusted clients. You have a choice. You can either help me find more people like you, or I'm going to have to minimize our interaction and go find more people like you. It's your choice. So there could be some underlying principles there that could apply here, because I know this in our aspect too, that people that are looking for to increase their vibration, their frequency with their soul, and get it connected with people, they're out there, they're curious, but oftentimes they don't even know the right question to ask to find the right resource to go to an event. And to your point, David, a little bit of education would go a long way for people to experience a little self-discovery without being sold, and begin to feel good about just showing up and seeing what's there.
That's the whole magnetic marketing philosophy, is educating your prospective client and then continuing to educate them. And that's what the purpose of all of this that I just mentioned is for.
So bringing those two things together, one, I love the idea of inviting people to this so that they can get to know us better. And David, did you say that you're working on something with the website? Was that something that will...
Yeah, I already have the landing page, the long form sales letter written, and the emails copies, but I'm missing some critical information that needs to get plugged in. But then
Cool.
it's ready to go. The target date was on the 15th, but we had a little slippage, but we're working on it.
Cool.
All right, David, and then Adam, and then we'll, and Stewart. Okay, David. Can't hear me because I'm muted. So I said Gio, and then Adam, and then Stewart, and then we'll call it a wrap.
Oh, and just don't forget the wow factor. There's still got to be some marketing language in there that gets them, very clear as to what's going to happen to them as a result of this. Clear, concise, man, I got to be there. So as much as you touch the heart and you do all these things too, you want to make sure that there's still that thing that's going to catch their eye, that's going to make them feel like, I can't not miss this.
All right. Well, I'm sure you know that there's an actual psychological formula to writing copy like that. So yeah, that's exactly right.
And just so you know, David, we are actually doing it by application this time. So we have implemented that process that we talked about last time, where people have to apply and they have to be approved. So I'm excited about that. This is because limited seating, and also we want to limit the number of startups. We want startups there, but we want to have lots of people, nonprofits.
We want to establish business that make money, that want to grow
and collaborate. That's a big part, is what is the community you're coming into. All right, Adam, I can't wait to hear what you're going to say.
Well, we have a tool for that. We actually have a tool for the two aspects of that, to take your best clients and have them be referrals, have them do their word of mouth marketing. We put a tool right on the Easy Card that we just invented. It's proprietary for us. And at the same time, to capture videos of your best people saying that testimonial, so that can be used for people they don't know. So whether that message reaches people they do know or people they don't know, we have a way to do each one of those to deliver that impact for you.
Awesome. We have tons of video testimonials, so we'll have to talk offline and learn more. All right, Stuart.
My pleasure.
And Stuart's been to my great big events.
Yeah. So two things pop up. Number one is making what I'll call an irresistible offer. In other words, whatever you're offering, people, they're going to say yes, because it's just an irresistible offer. And number two, risk reversal. All right. How can you eliminate completely any risk that the person has? Shannon mentioned also a happiness guarantee of some kind. Mm-hmm. Just the importance of doing that in some way, shape, or form.
Yep, that's part of the formula.
Yep.
Very well, very good.
Awesome, thank you. Mark, are you complete? I love you for...
Absolutely, these are great. Love all the feedback, and love to have a call just based on all of this stuff together.
Okay, awesome. Before we go to Linda, I just want to let everybody know that we are accepting nominees for our awards. So if you know anybody that deserves to be recognized, we have an amazing awards celebration. You can go to businessaccelerationsummit.com/awards. And it's not just business. This is volunteer, innovative wellness. Let us showcase some amazing people in our community. All right, Linda, you're up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, good. Thank you for a second chance at this.
Of course.
Okay, let's see. I didn't hear everything that you were saying, so how do you want me to start out? How do we start off?
We have 5 minutes and you want to share one goal or a challenge that you'd like support with from our community.
Okay. Okay. Well, my project is, it's an online business directory, and I've been doing it for 17 years. And 3 years ago, life hit pretty hard, and I had the option of either stopping everything and just hiding for the rest of my life, or reaching or expanding. And I decided to expand. And so I've re-engaged, reignited, and we are relaunching our project. And as I'm relaunching, I'm getting caught up on the cutting edge technologies with videos, interactive videos, personalized smart videos. And then that's where the Google came out with this mobile first technology. And it's different than being mobile responsive or mobile friendly. And I decided to go ahead and move all of our clients onto this new platform because it's mobile first. We want them to be able to be seen, have a fast loading website. And so that's where I'm at. I've created one for us, and I'm in the process, like I said, of transferring, migrating everyone onto this new site. But I'm looking for 2 businesses. What a case study to show that even though I did it for me, I need to be able to do it for new people, new
Some
businesses.
beta clients.
Pardon?
We call them beta clients.
Beta clients. I'm looking for 2 beta clients.
What would your ideal beta client look like, and what would your ideal beta client be?
My ideal beta client would be a startup. Would be a startup business, a business owner, obviously, but a speaker, a coach, any business owner.
Kathy is in a startup stage, and she's Kathy Wagner, who's writing the 3 books, and so she's in the very beginning and has an incredible mission, and I see as a movement with lots of raving fans. So Linda, I would suggest that you connect with Kathy, who's here today.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not sure.
An author getting into the coaching realm.
Pardon?
The speaker, an author, and getting into the coaching realm.
That would be perfect. That would be perfect.
I'm not positive, but I think Viva mentioned that she was starting over or switching. I don't know if she would be ready for something like that, but that's what I remember hearing.
Okay. And you're talking about the happiness guarantee. So we do have a money back guarantee because we know it works.
Dale has a referral too, you think?
Yeah, it's possible. Working with 2 different financial literacy groups that are basically looking to upgrade what our education systems failed to do here in the United States and abroad. One is much more of a startup that may be appropriate. I just don't know enough about, is there a particular industry or a segment or a market where this is most appropriate for, but there could be a fit there. Just putting that out there.
Okay. So you said finances? Financial
Financial literacy. And more specifically, he's got a lot of great content, got a great website. He does not have a mobile friendly, or I don't even know what you're talking about, but he needs to kind of come out of the dark ages a little bit.
Okay.
Much more relevant in the life.
Okay, and I realized that before this mobile first technology came around, we were doing a lot with, well, we still do a lot with video, and the bottom line is getting the more exposure for our clients. So there is an element of education, just like you said, you don't really know. So.
Okay, perfect.
That's why as I could bring people to the website and they can see how fast and what a difference it is, then they see it. So part of what when I do a one-on-one, it really is visual. You need to be able to see it. And there is education involved. Pardon?
Beautiful. So Linda, would you be so kind to leave your information or tell us how to make these introductions? I know Kathy and it would be great to know how to connect with you for the beta.
Oh, okay. Would it be, I could do email, right?
Whatever you get to choose.
Okay, let's do email. And that would simply be lindawimple@gmail.com. Linda and Wimple, WHIMPLE @gmail.com.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much, Linda, for joining us. Hopefully you'll join our community. And
thank you.
A couple minutes left, and I just wanted to say thank you, Stewart, for being here today. And thank you, Gio, for always showing up and having the best lunch. And also remind everybody about the upcoming 13th Business Acceleration Summit in Orlando. Hopefully you will join us. Next week, we're not having lunch at my place. So if you're in Brevard, we're going to do all virtual. It's my birthday, so I'll be on the road. And I just wanted to do a plug for you, Dale. And I think he is, not only do we have Bob Circosta coming to the Business Acceleration Network, who is the Home Shopping Network, one of the founders of the Home Shopping Network. I feel really blessed to have you there. Dale is somebody that I would consider a financial futurist and somebody that I believe has the blueprint for how the economy is shifting and can shift to really take care of people on a whole other level. But one of the things that I love going through their process and recently becoming a member myself is we have a process called love letters. And can you take a minute, or do you want me to share my experience with love letters?
Yours is good.
Mine is good. So, you know, we all have an end of our time, and to be able to pull our family together and to create this love letter of how to where to find what, how to support what, and really take your vision and what you're doing, what legacy you're leaving for them is really important. And I know I'm young, but when I first looked at what all you're giving, I thought, wow, this is something that a lot of us avoid. Is anybody like me where you avoid that end of life stuff? And I'm really passionate after seeing what they're doing. You know, they've also created like a virtual safety deposit box. There's a lot there that you're bringing forward to the world. And so I'm really grateful that you're coming and being this catalyst. I think that many of us, it's important for us to take that time and look at a higher level of why we're here on the planet and what we're doing. So, anything else you want to add to the love letter?
Like it or not, I believe in retrospect, it's a lot better to communicate with your loved ones, your family, like them or not, while they're still alive, and celebrate life and purpose and meaning than it is when somebody passes, most oftenly unexpectedly, and everybody's got 2 weeks to basically get everything together and deal with it. And, you know, I stand for this. And in my own case, my father was the complete antithesis of this. And, you know, so you can want it for folks, but at the end of the day, if you love your family enough, and men most oftenly have the greater challenge there, there's always tomorrow, as it were. And the reality is most don't have up-to-date wills and estate or succession plans. And I'm tired of clients that are dying and I'm having to deal with their spouse and I don't have critical information. And it's really sad. This can be a very proactive tool if folks can embrace it. It should, in my opinion, be better marketed in such a way that it could be embraced. That's not my genius. But yeah, we've got a lot of great tools, and this one in particular really had an impact on Shannon. So glad to share.
Yeah, awesome.
Looking forward to spending some real time with you, Dale.
Indeed.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Thanks, Dave.
So with that, see you next week. Please remember to go to facebook.com/Business Acceleration Summit. Post who you are, what you're up to, any contact information. Remember, if you want to connect further with anybody or myself, you can go to meetshannon.com. And love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.